So welcome back. It's officially Sunday. We just wrapped up the final rounds of eliminations for the Charlotte Four-Way Nationals, the second and final four-wide event of the 2023 season. And the one thing I can describe this event as was cannot miss. I've been saying all season, I said this back since January, anytime I get the opportunity, if you're not watching this season, you're truly missing out. This is a must-watch season. This is a must-watch form of motorsports in this year that is genuinely, that's going to be very underlooked, is going to be very underrated, and it's not going to be taken as seriously as it should be. And today was every single reason of why I talked about, and every single of the four pro categories, any kind of thought that you had going in there of what you would expect, it was something that you were going to end up being wrong about. If you thought something, you immediately were proven incorrect, because there was, in every single form of the ladder, and every single pass and every single run, there was an upset, there was a mistake, there was a mechanical failure or something going on. It was the most topsy-turvy form of drag racing you could ask for, and it was one of the most exciting events that I have been able to see so far this season, and so far since I've started watching. Obviously, the big storyline going in throughout the entire weekend, like we talked about yesterday, was the weather. Rain halted it on Friday for a little bit. They ended up getting all of it in there. Saturday cooperated on Sunday. It almost washed us out. We got the first round of top fuel in at around noon, and then the rain started coming in, and we sat around for about 3 or 4 hours until we were able to get the track dried, and the rain stayed away for most of the rest of the event, or at least up until the end of the event. I saw some criticisms, maybe, oh, the NHRA should have started at 10 a.m. rather than noon. Well, to be quite honest with you, if you watched the video last night, you can see down on the bottom that I have a thing that talks about the weather, and that's from the Weather Channel, and their forecast at 10 a.m. was guaranteed rain. So they got lucky with the fact that the rain didn't fall, but to be honest with you, they couldn't exactly call the event early because there was supposed to be rain at that time, and they didn't have time to call it off. So to be honest, I'm not going to blame them for running the event at noon as they scheduled, because that was what they had to work with, because noon was when it expected to stop, and then it came back again, and then we ended up running back at 3, and we ran to the rest of the event without a single hitch up until the final round, and then they speed run the fuel cars to get the event over with. In the class, it started off a pro stock motorcycle, Angie Smith. We talked about her last night. She had been struggling throughout the weekend. Not the weekend she won it on that V-twin duel that her husband Matt Smith won most of his championships on, and it continued. A quick round 1 exit, didn't even get off the starting line. Problems for her immediately, and she got to leave the home event early. More confusion on the starting line, as over in lane 3 and 4, you saw John Smith and Jianna Evaristo in round number 1. Jianna had been waiting for John Smith, who was in the 3rd lane, to stage before she did, and she ends up getting timed out. But her argument is that the lights on her tree did not turn on. But if you looked at it from the back side, the lights did turn on, but we never actually got to see what was like on the front side. So we don't really know exactly what she was saying was true or not. But regardless, it was the exact same situation that we saw back at Las Vegas. They know the exact rules. They know exactly where that timer, how long it's going to last, how much time you have from when you turn the top bulb on to when someone clicks the first bottom bulb. You're on that 7-second timer. And she decided to play the waiting game, and she got caught standing there, just like Shawn Langdon did. And just like Shawn Langdon, huge timbers on the starting line, as rather than Shawn Langdon, they didn't wait until the top end. Jianna immediately got off her bike. One of the crew guys, I believe it was from John Smith's bike, was yelling at somebody, arguing their case, and then Jianna came over and was just as loud and just as furious as what we saw Shawn Langdon, maybe even more, depending on who you ask. But it was a very, very heated argument on the starting line over what happened on that run. But regardless, John Smith and Jianna Evaristo got caught sitting there, and they got sent home. Looking at it, they were in the pairing, I believe, with Joey Gladstone and Steve Johnson. So Steve Johnson and Joey Gladstone ended up being able to make the next round due to that mistake. The big storyline as well, Vance and Hines, again, just absolutely dominating the field top to bottom. Gage Herrera won it back at Gainesville, the first event. Second event for Pro Stock Motorcycle, absolutely slaughters the field. You cannot ask for a better performance from that rider. He started last year on a slower bike to learn it, and obviously just paid off in a big way. And with this new Gen 3 Hayabusa, with the new package that they have in the engine, Eddie Krawick hinted that they found something that was holding Eddie back last year. They found it and they fixed it, and obviously the same thing is what's going on with Gage, because he ran through this field. You cannot ask for a better start of the season for that rookie. That is without a doubt the top guy to beat in the Pro Stock Motorcycle category. Looking at his ladder, he had to go through Marcus Hilton, Ryan Oler, red late with a 008. He got sent home early. Marcus Hilton, his first ever start in 034, reaction time in 8:793, gets sent home as Kelly Klontz wins it. Has a very close call on the top end, as Marcus had, I believe, issues with the brake. Almost cleans out Kelly. If Kelly didn't look down the track, she would have got T-boned. Marcus goes off in the sand. Next round, Gage Herrera takes down Kelly Klontz. Matt Smith moves on, as well as Jerry Savoy goes home, leading to a final round between Gage Herrera, Matt Smith, Steve Johnson, and Eddie Krawick.
Eddie Krawick over there in lane number 4. The Vance and Hines machines side by side. Off they go. It is green light starts across the board. Smith's 23. Gage Herrera was 013, and Gage Herrera has driven a railroad spike through them all again. 671.0 at 202 miles an hour. This is a special thing to watch.
Gage Herrera is making Pro Stock Motorcycle look way too easy. You've got 2 number 1 qualifiers. Now you've got 2 Wallies and 2 starts for Vance and Hines. Am I missing anything?
No, pretty much. I mean, it's been an unbelievable start to the season. 2 back-to-back, and I have my grandparents here. They're the ones that got this all started. Well, my great-grandfather, but this is a special one, having them here, my father, and the whole Vance Hines Mission Suzuki team. They've been working their butts off, and it shows.
And you're doing a heck of a job driving. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Moving down into Pro Stock, the big story that I think is going to be the KB Titan engines, their hometown event for those guys, and they just absolutely sent Elite Motorsports home packing. 5 of the 8 semifinalists in this event were powered by KB Titan engines, and the only real standing cars that were left to fend for them were Jerry Tucker, Aaron Stanfield, and Fernando Quadra Jr. The other people who were able to defend the KB Titan engines, Matt Harford, Derek Kramer, Greg Anderson, and Dallas Glenn, as well as Kyle Koretsky. Again, just an absolutely incredible performance from the KB Titan engines. They have won all but 1 national event so far this season. The only standout was Troy Coughlin Jr. taking the one back at Gainesville in the Gator Nationals. So incredible start to the season for them. Elite obviously behind the back foot, whatever you want to say it. Not the start of the season they went for them. Erica Genders, another horrible start to the season for her. That's 5 races in a row that she has now gone winless. She is yet to get the first round and has yet to make a final round appearance in the NHRA 2023 season. And then in the final round, Fernando Quadra Jr. red lights, and Derek Kramer goes on to score his first national event win since the 2019 Carolina Fall Nationals, or just the Carolina Nationals, the 2-wide event that they have during the countdown to the championship. His first win for the Burnout King in well over 3 years. Brings it home for KB Titan in her backyard. 3 of the 4 engines were powered by KB Titan, as Matt Harford and Dallas Glenn were in that pairing. My pick was Matt Harford. He went off the starting line, car pulls right, and he shoves the clutch in and gives up because he was way too far back to even have a chance at winning it. Looking at his ladder, Derek Kramer in round number 1 faced off against Troy Coughlin Jr., David Quadra, and Matt Harford. Derek and Matt made it through there. In the second round, aka the semifinals, Derek Kramer and Matt Harford took down Aaron Stanfield and Greg Anderson. And then, like I said, in the final round, Derek Kramer in 049 reaction time is 6:55 with another 5. Takes down Matt Harford with an 014 9:252. And Dallas Glenn's 027 6581. And then Fernando Quadra red lights with a .045. So incredible performance for the KB Titan engines early on in the season as they look to just keep on trucking throughout the season. They are now 4 for 5 on the Wally's trophy cabinet for the 2023 season.
Hartford will be last to pre-stage. Quadra Jr. moves in first. Kramer second, Hartford third, Glenn third. Hartford makes him wait for a second. A red light start for Quadra. A fantastic 14 light for Hartford, but is there enough race car? He has mechanical problems, and at the finish line stripe, the win light will come on for Derek Kramer. 6:55.5 at 208 miles an hour. Glenn was 6:58.1, Kramer 6:55.5. The margin of victory, 5 thousandths of a second. He gets his first win since 2019.
For Derek Kramer, his latest Wally comes thanks to the power underneath the hood and the tuning capabilities of Michael Heiner. 6:55. That was just a bad, fast car in the final. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's been a long time coming. Once you win one of these, there's nothing more you want to do than win another. But the Get Biofuel Chevy Camaro, I mean, was able to get it done there, so it was awesome. I mean, it's like I said, it's been a long time, and after you hoist one and you don't hoist one for a while, you think it might never come. It finally got it done today. Woo! Yeah!
Down in funny car, Matt Hagan, we talked about him earlier. Destroyed the engine, was on a backup car, was in the back foot all day trying to catch up, had a 4th place qualifying effort, was all for naught as an early round 1 exit here at the 4Y Nationals, which was a huge mistake for that team, because what ends up happening is we talk about the big three. Who makes the finals? Ron Capps and Robert Hight. So major points lost there. He had about a 102-point lead going into this event. He's going to lose a big majority of that as Robert Hight cruises his way to a final round win, which we'll talk about later. Alexis DeJoria, she was my pick to win this race, and deservedly so, because she proved again that right now she is the best Kalitta car in that camp, in that Toyota Supra. She was the only Kalitta car to make it past round 1. Sean Langdon and Doug Kalitta were in the same pairing. They were the two that went home in their pair. And then J.R. Todd as well in funny car went home in round 1. So again, we talked about at the beginning of the season. Everyone talks about J.R. Todd and Doug Kalitta going back to form and being in that championship hunt. Apparently, Alexis took that a little bit personally, because she has come out swinging this season. And every single of the events that's happened this year, she has been on her A game and has really been the only Kalitta car to defend that team's honor, because no one else in that camp has really been able to do what she's been able to do. She had another final round appearance, another incredible performance today. And right now, she is very easily one of the possibly a championship contender, depending how well she's able to keep this momentum up throughout the later half of the season. Robert Hight scoring a 2nd national event win of the season, first since Arizona, where coincidentally, guess what? Alexis DeJoria won the Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge there. So again, both the drivers had success in Arizona, find success here in the Charlotte 4Y Nationals. A major boost in the points for Robert Hight as he takes home the funny car win. Looking at the bracket for him, his road to the final, he had to take down Alex Laughlin and J.R. Todd around number 1. Mike McIntyre Jr. in the Mac Attack Toyota, the orange Toyota, takes down the Toyota Supra and makes it to the 2nd round. In the round number 2, the semifinals, Robert Hight takes down Mike McIntyre and Cruz Pedregon as the John Force cars, as John Force and Robert Hight make it to the final. In the final pairing, Robert Hight, 053, a 3888, a 320 miles an hour beats John Force's 062, a 3924. Alexis DeJoria had a 3.872, so Robert Hight actually beat her on a whole shot because of Alexis' 0.82 reaction time, costs her possible first national event win of the season, and then Ron Capps an 0.37, a 3.923. So again, incredible performance by Alexis DeJoria. If she can get that reaction time down, she is definitely going to be one of the people you can watch out for as possibly breaking into that top 3 rank. We talk about Cruz Pedregon and John Force and J.R. Todd. Alexis is very much showing early in the season that she is not one to be looked after, to be passed on, to look over at the Snap-on car or the DHL car, because right now it is the Bandero Tequila car and that Toyota Supra, because right now she is going rounds and that car is bad fast. You can guarantee that.
The final round of Nitro Funny Car. What a battle of the weekend it's been against Mother Nature and each other. Alexis DeJoria was 82 in the tree, and at the finish line stripe, it will be Robert Hight driving to the win. 388.8, a margin of victory of just 14 thousandths of a second, winning the drag race on a whole shot over Alexis, who did dial up an 082 life.
Robert Hight, you got a little retribution for you. I mean, Vegas didn't go the way you planned. Came out here, you drove well, the car ran well. It finally all came together.
Yeah, it did. It's been an amazing weekend, and hats off to Jimmy Prock and Thomas and Nate. Those guys, we changed a lot of stuff, Monday in Vegas testing, and it just paid off. So good job to them. We went down the track every run here. But I really want to say thank you to Frank Teagues. It's an honor to drive this Flavor Pack Camaro. Tell you what, though, I'm looking forward to Cornwell Tools in Chicago. Yes!
And lastly, in Top Fuel, Steve Torrence, another consistent run, another incredible day for the Capco boys as that car goes rounds once again. He was my pick to win this event overall. He very much could have won this event, but sadly in the final round, he makes the final round again. Major red light for him. Let me look at this real quick just so I could tell you this, because again, there it is. Negative 0.192. He jumped it by a day and a half. He would have made it to the next county in less than a minute with how much he jumped that light. Cost him majorly here in the final round. A 3.717 was not going to be enough to beat Austin Prox's 3.684. But again, what could have been, if he did not jump that light, he could have very easily have taken down Austin Prock and scored that first win. But regardless, major boost in the points for them as they continue their title hunt. They still have not gained that win yet, but again, you do not want to look past those guys, because those Capco boys are hunting and they are quick. And again, they're the biggest threat in the Top Fuel category out of anybody, because out of, again, anybody in that class, the most consistent. Speaking of consistency, what about Brittany Force? Number one qualifier going to this event. Got another number one qualifier we talked about yesterday. No surprise there. But again, the bugs just keep on piling in there where something costs them. She had an incredible day to start out. She ran a 3.694 at 334 miles an hour, but then has an issue in round number 2 at 7.420, sends her home early as Steve Torrence and Josh Hart were able to move on to the final round. So again, a missed opportunity for them as they had a very bad fast car. She had been on rails all day, but when I looked at the qualifying times, again, the runs just weren't as consistent as they should have been to where she could have won a Wally. Again, the car is bad fast, we know that, but there is just some gremlins in that car that they're still fighting with to try and make the car go down the racetrack, and it's just not working. And then finally, just ended off Austin Prock, completing the sweep. First final appearance, I believe, since back in Pomona. Don't hold me to that. I need to look at the Vegas 4x Nationals final again, just to see who everybody was in there, but I believe he didn't make it that far. But an incredible performance from Austin Prock today. I mean, just looking at his round-by-round win, again, final round, 3.684 at 330 miles an hour. You couldn't ask for anything better from that. In the semifinals, he took down Justin Ashley, a 4.224, and Pat Dakin, and I got to give him props too. Pat Dakin had big issues early on in that semifinal round, but could have easily ran him back and took down both those guys. How fast that car was. He blazed the track with a 3.25.30, was right on the heels of Leah Pruitt, who had a 3.753 at 3.26.40 miles an hour. Incredible performance from the Pat Dakin machine that Spencer Massey usually drives. But again, if you didn't know, Spencer Massey had a child, so he is at home being a father right now. So Pat Dakin hopped in the car to go sub for him for this weekend, and he made a real big appearance in this event, making it to the semifinal round and could have easily made the finals. And then in the first round, Austin Prock, a 3.686. So again, look at this. A 3.686 in round number 1, a 3.715, and a 3.684. 2 360 runs to win the 4Y Nationals in Charlotte. Again, it just talks about the pace that's in this field. You need to be on your A game. You need to be running low ETs of every single round in order to even have a shot at the win. That is just how competitive this class is, because that is just absolutely incredible with a 331 mile an hour in the round number 1 and ending with a 330.88. So again, just an incredible topsy-turvy event for the Top Fuel category to round out the Charlotte 4Y Nationals, and once again, you just can't ask for anything better.
The final round of Top Fuel is all pre-staged and gone. Red light start for Steve Torrence. The winner of this drag race will be Austin Prock. 368.4, 330 miles an hour. The Chris Cunningham Austin Prock era is finally crowned with a win.
So it was a Prock double up here in Charlotte. Austin, you win. Your dad just won, and you had a mean car, a 68 in the final, jumping up on the wing. It doesn't get any better, does it?
No, it's unbelievable, man. This was a great day. Thank you, Chris Cunningham, Joe Barlam. Hey, Frank Teagues, this race car is back, baby, and I can't be more excited. Everyone did an outstanding job today, and Colton back at home. Hope you get well soon. That's our clutch guy. He broke his ankle last week, couldn't be here. Can't wait to have you in Chicago, and happy birthday, babe.
I keep saying it. This is not a season you can afford to miss. This is not a season you can really just not watch. If you don't watch this season, then again, you're truly missing out and you're wasting your time, because while you watch every other form of motorsports, the NHRA continues to deliver and deliver big. They're going to have, I believe, the next 2 weeks off. They'll be back in Chicago for the Route 66 Nationals. I hope to be there for that event to be able to cover it in person, because that will be a lot of fun. I have some things planned for that. But again, follow me along Twitter. I've been tweeting all day the live events. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at MightyMac03. Be sure to like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video, so that way everybody who follows along with drag racing can keep up with what's going on in the world of NHRA. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for your support. And until then, this has been Mighty Mac, and I will see you next time.